Robin is in Cleveland, Ohio. Hey, Robin, how are you?
I'm doing all right. How are you today?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
I have a question. My husband and I are finishing up baby step 3. We have about 5 months in savings, and we're debating on whether we should refinance our home. We have $100,000 on our house, and we have around $60,000 on a second mortgage when we were doing Dave Ramsey-ish, and my husband built a barn that he uses as like a side business. But so we were wondering if we should refinance and can combine the barn and the house on the same payment plan.
Yeah. What's the interest rate on your first mortgage?
Our interest rate on the first mortgage is like a 3.7, and on the barn it's like a 6.2.
Yeah. And you're going to stay in the home a while?
Oh yeah, we don't plan on ever leaving.
Definitely refinance it. While you're at it, put it on 15-year. You can get cheaper on the barn and cheaper on the house. And so you got 160,000, 60,000 of which you're going to save 3 and some change, and you're probably going to save about 0.75% on the 100,000 on the first.
And my husband's concerned. He says he feels like he's starting over. I don't know how to help him through that. I don't feel like it's starting over because we've already been paying on the house for 10 years.
Yeah, there's some people don't. He's one of them. They have the idea that you pay all the interest up front and that he has to start over paying all the interest. And that's because when you look at an amortization schedule, when you look at your payment schedule and how much of it is going to interest out of the very first payment, it's almost all interest. And that makes you think you're prepaying interest up front sometimes. You're not. He's not starting over. So the way the interest is calculated on a traditional conventional mortgage is it's based on the outstanding balance that month. And so your very first payment, you have the largest outstanding balance you will ever have. And so you have so a higher percentage, 99% of that first payment goes to interest, right? You've seen that math schedule, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. So let's just pretend it was 3%, which would be 0.25 a month. 0.25% a month would be 3% a year. Okay. So whatever's outstanding that month, 0.25% is going to be owed on it. If your interest rate's 3%. And so he's not starting over. He's got $160,000, and 0.25% of that will go to 0.25% will be his portion of the payment, and the rest of it will be principal, which will be a tiny, tiny bit. But you're not starting over. Mortgages are not front-loaded with interest.
Okay.
That's what he misunderstood that.
Yeah, that's what he's getting hung up on. He doesn't want to start over.
He's not starting over.
We're doing well.
He's not starting over.
Okay.
He's starting in exactly the same place he is, but with a lower interest rate. Because this month he's going to get charged 1/12 of 6% and some change, which is 0.5% on the 60,000. This month he's going to get charged 1/12 of 3.7% on the 100,000, and the rest of it is going to go to principal. It's simple interest calculation. The outstanding balance times the interest rate is the amount of interest charged that month. There is not a front load on a mortgage. It's only charged for what you have outstanding. So you're not starting over. Do a 15-year fixed and refinance this puppy. You need to do it.